Greetings, demons, and welcome to the reveal of a new Tom Clancy game, which is kind of ridiculous because at the Uplay event, or Ubisoft Forward, whatever they actually call it, the E3 event for Ubisoft, we actually did get a reveal for a new Tom Clancy game. So the fact that this means that, I believe, is it 4 total Tom Clancy games are going to be coming out this year, or 3 and then 1 continues to be supported, I think is the case. And as far as we're aware, and based on some, I believe it was leaked footage, I'm not completely sure on the details, I haven't watched it personally, it looks like it's going to be a Twitch shooter, which I don't think we've ever had a Tom Clancy Twitch shooter, so that will be interesting. But at the same time, based on the graphics that we've seen for the last half hour of pre-roll and stuff, I'm not all too bothered. I'm not all too interested in what this is going to be, but we'll find out. So, yeah, may contain content appropriate for children. I do like the aesthetic. I'm someone that does actually like it quite a lot. The thing is, for the last so many years,
we're excited to share a first look at a project we're developing at Ubisoft San Francisco.
Tom Clancy games all pretty much look the same since Siege, so
we get you in early and find out what you think.
Our goal is to make a best-in-class shooter for you, the players, to compete
and have fun with your friends.
It's fast-paced firefights
meets punk rock mosh pit.
We're proud to introduce our new game,
Tom Clancy's XDefiant.
XDefiant.
Your feedback is essential to help us make this game great.
Later in this video, we'll
what kind of name is XDefiant?
First,
it has XD in the name. Are you joking?
This is a free-to-play, high-octane shooter combining realistic gunplay with personalized classes.
Okay.
Those
Let me guess, it's
classes
going to have all the
represented
Siege
in our
characters.
game's factions, each bringing unique gameplay and team
Oh my god, it
dynamics.
actually,
Every
it's just
faction
calls you, it
comes
means
equipped with
Siege.
traits, abilities,
It's literally
and
just
an
the
ultra
Twitch shooter version
to
of
complement
Siege.
your playstyle and the faction's role. Used skillfully, each faction is capable of swinging the momentum of a match.
It's a hero shooter,
Factions
like
are at
Siege.
the heart of the game.
And
They're inspired by Maverick groups
in like
from
actual
across Tom
maps.
Clancy's games and beyond.
Yeah, it's
From this
legitimately.
inspiration,
Oh wow.
we created new characters and gameplay unique to our shooter.
All I'm saying is, if there's no sledge,
And we'll continue
I'm not interested.
to add to this diverse cast as the game evolves.
Now, while factions help you define your role, we know to be a great shooter, the gunplay has to be our top priority.
Just keep it like Siege. Just have it the slow, methodical stuff because I enjoy
weapons
that.
and attachments. We put a lot of care into how our weapons
Can you
look
mid-game
and feel.
customize?
We've
That's
crafted
something.
every weapon attachment for precise, satisfying gunplay.
Okay, it looks a bit less like Call of Duty and a bit
Players
more
can mix and match any
Battlefield.
faction
That's
and weapon
something.
loadout. You can swap at respawn to adapt to a changing battlefield.
Yeah, it's the Twitch system
Personalize your
of
faction and
die
loadout
and get a
to be
new
what you need
loadout. Yeah, that's fair enough.
when you need it.
And I can't stress this
wow.
hard enough. We are a shooter first.
Well, what else would you be? An
And your
RPG?
abilities and ultras create unique opportunities to set up nail-biting shootouts and unforgettable clutch.
I like these maps. The maps that they've shown so far look pretty good.
Personalizing
The abilities
classes,
I'm very
guns,
mixed
and
on.
gear in a fast-paced fight is a whole new experience.
I'm getting
in
the
Tom Clancy
serious
games.
Black Ops 3 vibes, which isn't a good thing.
We're super stoked by what we've accomplished so far.
And I couldn't be more proud of our incredible team.
It looks like it's going to be good,
personally
honestly,
thank
just from what
everyone
we've seen
that's
so
worked
far.
so hard during the pandemic to keep the momentum going on this game.
We understand that it's been even harder for some of you. We hope that we can build a community that's a place where people can connect and have fun.
And we're committed to creating a welcoming game based on fair play and transparency, whether you're playing casually or pushing yourself competitively.
Now, the game's still in early development, but we're gearing up to let you in as soon as possible. So register
There's
right now
XDefiant,
to
obviously.
participate in our early
Then
rollout
there's
phase.
Extraction, which
Thank
is
you
also
so
coming
much for
out
watching.
this
We
year, I
really want
believe.
your input,
Unless
so
that gets
please
delayed.
reach out to us on social
What else
media.
is there? There's at least one other thing that's coming up, and then Siege is being continually. We're getting we're getting a test on August 5th. We're getting a test for this game before Extraction. Are you joking?
Y'all, you just got the first look at Tom Clancy's XDefiant Players anywhere in the world right now can head to playxdefiant.com to sign up for a chance to play
Well,
early.
I'm gonna
And PC
do that
players
because
in the US and Canada can start playing as early as August 5th. But until then, we got some more details
August
on the game.
5th. That
I'm
is
joined by
so
two
early.
very
Like, that
special
is
guests.
ridiculous.
Kim Wigan, producer on Tom Clancy's XDefiant. Kim, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
And Mark Rubin, executive producer on the game. Mark, thanks so much for joining
I'm only
us.
half listening because I am trying to register
Thank
for
you for
this
having
because
us.
I need to play it.
I want to get into things. I want to get into some of the details because this is a new look for Tom Clancy. Can you tell us a little bit more about this direction?
It's just a Twitch shooter, but Tom Clancy.
So
Like,
we wanted to make a game that had at its core a strong expectation of quality around gameplay.
Oh, you're Ubisoft. Don't worry, we will never have that for you.
Shooting, etc. All needed to feel grounded and realistic, but also smooth and reactive. And we felt that matched up really well with the Clancy universe. But we wanted to bring a very different take on the attitude that is, I would say, normally associated with Clancy. And I think you can even see that in our title. You know, the XDefiant logo is really
it has XD in it.
A kind of irreverent and rebellious take that we think flips the normally
I use
Clancy
XD a
vibe.
lot, especially on Twitter.
Tell us a little bit about what kind of game XDefiant is.
Not in a serious
At its
manner.
core,
I use it ironically.
XDefiant is a really
They
fast-paced
seriously put
arena
XD
shooter
in the name
with
of this
a reasonably fast
this
time
game.
to kill. It should be
They
very
seriously did
familiar
it.
to all players of the genre, and so you can jump in quickly alone or with friends. You can go into it with a very competitive mindset and really test yourself on that front. One of the number one things that I want to say about the team and the game is that we're just here really to make a game that people enjoy playing, and that's it. Really, it's literally that simple. We want the beginning of this game's life to be very humble and focus on being transparent with our community.
Cool.
And have them be
the starting better than they did with Siege, at
we
least
want to
in
have
that
any
case.
features or parts of the game that we won't talk about with our community. And there's maybe the next game will have those improvements, as we want this game to last.
Oh
for
no,
years.
no, it's going to be a game as a service game.
Go off and make another
Oh no.
game after this one launches.
No, you are though.
We
You're
want to be
literally
dedicated
doing
to our
that right
community.
now. You're
We'll make some
working
mistakes,
actively on Siege.
but we
You're
hope the
releasing
community
Extraction
will
later
trust
this
us
year.
enough
This
to
is
know
coming
that
out
we
at
will
some
always
point.
own up to those. And we will always work to
Isn't the
fix them as
Division
fast
3
as
that's
possible.
still in the pipeline?
Because again, at the end of the day, we just want to build a game.
And they're supposed to
and
be
a
working on
community,
Hawks 4
that
or
people
something.
really
Isn't
wanna
that
be a
something
part
that's also been announced? Like,
That's
how
great
many
to hear,
Tom
Mark. That has
Clancy
me
games
very
are going to be
excited.
out next year?
Now, I want to get a little bit into gameplay,
Oh,
specifically
God.
that video.
I
we
used to
just
collect
saw.
Tom Clancy
Kim,
games.
We gotta
I have
look
a
at
lot
some
of them.
factions that are coming to the game.
And
Can you tell us
the
a little
fact
bit
that-
more about them?
Oh, there's also
I can.
the new
So our factions are
not Wildlands, the
class-based
new
gameplay.
Ghost
We
Recon.
have 4 factions that we're showing off currently.
What's
The
happening?
first is the Wolves from Ghost Recon.
Yeah,
This is our tank class, so they have higher health than the other factions.
that makes no
and
sense.
They have abilities that are shield-based.
There should be the
We
stealth,
also have 2
stealth team.
factions from the
Wolves should
division.
be the
The
stealth
first
team,
is the
right?
Cleaners, our fire-based high DPS assault class, and we
Yeah,
have the
that makes sense.
Outcasts, which is our healing
They're the
faction.
division ones.
And finally,
Yeah,
we have
that's
the Echelon,
fine.
which is from Splinter Cell. It's our support faction. They are all about hiding information from the enemies.
Okay,
and
actually, that
giving
does
more
make sense. Why
information
have
to your
Wolves and
teammates.
Echelon there?
Now, our factions have
Why have
some key
both?
elements. They have passive traits, they have an ultra, and they have
It
the
is.
freedom to choose
Oh my god,
from a number
it's
of different
legitimate. It's Black
abilities
Ops
that
4
will
system.
change the moment-to-moment
It's the
gameplay.
system from Black Ops 4
So,
where you have
on top of all this,
2
we also
items that
have
are character
Defiants, which are the
specific,
characters that you can
and
select
then
within
another
those factions.
specialty.
And every Defiant has a set of skins, so you can really customize what your character looks like when you play.
I better
Now,
be able
all
to
of
run around
these,
as a
your
clown.
Defiants, your faction, your
I
abilities,
want
your
this to just
loadouts, all
become
of that
Black
can
Ops
be
4.
adjusted
Like,
and changed when you respawn
I
in
don't
that
want
game.
it to
So
be
you are
Black
not
Ops 4 because I
committed to
hate
a
that
loadout as
game.
soon as you go into a
But,
match. You
like,
can change it pretty much
It's
every
called
time you respawn.
XDefiant. I can't go over that. It has
Now, this adds a lot of
XD
depth to our gameplay.
Defiant.
But I should
XD
mention that
Defiant.
gunplay is still the key. That is what will make or break the win or loss for your match.
XD Defiant. Like,
I think the final
I
note
hate it. I
is
hate it.
we're going to continue to add to this roster of factions, defiance, abilities,
I should hope
loadouts,
so. We need something
and we
from.
really want to hear from
We need something
you all,
from the
the people who
main
are going to play
Rainbow
our game,
Six. Yep,
what you want to
Rainbow
see.
Six verse.
Oh, Kim, that's so great.
For a
to
game
hear.
like this,
That's
you
awesome.
need like I want
Mark,
Sledge.
I want to ask you
Honestly,
now.
that's what I
Tell
want.
us a little bit
Like,
about the
I've gave
different
Sledge
maps
in
and modes
Extractions,
coming
that's
to
fine, but I
XDefiant.
want Sledge in every Tom Clancy game that I play. If they're just going to continually
I could use
just
the
copy
details
the
too.
formula of Siege.
But let me first talk about the maps because
Give me a
I love
sledgehammer.
what our team has done. I really
me a
love
breach
our
and Claire.
maps. Not
that's
not
fine
only
with
do
me.
they play really well, but each map is interesting and full of character. They are all really unique.
I
and
do like the
beautiful
maps. I think the
locations.
maps
And I think this is
of
an
everything
area
they've
where our
shown.
Snowdrop engine really shines.
Oh, this one's
And
Snowdrop.
as we start seeing all
But
of
I
the
thought
maps
Snowdrop
for
weren't
launch
going
and
to be
beyond,
shown off until
I
Extraction
think you'll
came
see
out.
that we're
Like
pulling
fully shown
inspiration
off.
from many different games,
But
pretty much in the same way we did with our
this is getting
factions.
its early
Now for
access
some
before
details,
Extraction
in the upcoming
does.
closed test,
Extraction
we're
comes
gonna
out
have
first.
10 maps
What's
available,
happening?
that will be divided into
Because Extraction was
7
supposed to be the
standard
first
arena
use of
maps
Snowdrop
and
for the
3 linear
public.
maps. And then
But then
for
this
modes,
is
we'll have
also
3
using
different
Snowdrop?
modes.
I mean, of
for
course it'd
arena
be using
maps.
Snowdrop, but like, why is the...
That's domination, ringleader, and upload.
Oh,
And
yes,
then for the
upload.
linear maps, we have 2
Lovely.
modes,
It's actually
escort
Black
and
Ops
zone
4.
control.
This is just
So
Ubisoft's
we
attempt
wanted
at Black
our
Ops
first
4.
modes to be very familiar to people, but also show that we can play with the formulas. And so we picked these modes to give players, a variety of gameplay styles. So we have a mode for people who like objectives. We have a mode for people who like a TDM style of play. We have a mode for people who want a more competitive, higher risk.
Have I tuned into the wrong stream here? This is Ubisoft, right? It sounds like I'm listening to an Activision stream. Like, they're just talking about the most basic Twitch shooter elements, as if they're the first to ever do them.
A good amount of
Like,
variety in both
even
maps
upload.
and
Upload is
modes.
literally just
And we plan on bringing new maps
it's
and
that
modes
weird
on a regular basis
code
throughout the
capture
life of the
from
game.
Black Ops 4. Well, it was actually originally Black
That's
Ops 3.
awesome. You know, I
but,
love
you know what
everything
I
I'm
mean?
hearing. You got plenty of diversity in factions, maps, modes, all anchored by good gunplay. That's what I love to hear. Kim, can you tell us a little bit about the team that's making the game?
Oh yeah,
Of
it's the
course.
exact
I
same
love
team
talking
as
about our
Siege.
development team.
Okay.
So we are led by the Ubisoft San Francisco studio.
actually is.
Mark and I both work at that studio, and we have a team with just incredibly
It's
diverse
led
backgrounds
by
and
the Siege
experiences
team.
in game development. Now, we've built this team of industry veterans, and we have a lot of experience in making first-person shooters.
Because
but
that's
on
all
top
you've
of
done
that,
for the
we
last
have
decade.
a number of production processes
It's
that
literally
are
all they've
helping
done
us get this
for the
game
last
to a
decade. They've
point
just
that
done
we're
nothing
really
but
proud
Tom
of.
Clancy first-person
So we
shooters.
have things like feedback loops and iterations that we do very quickly. We play our game every single day, and it
should
is
hope
so
so.
fun. And it's just helping us find the fun and really emphasize that as we develop this game. Now, I will give a shout out. We have teams all around the world. It's not just Ubisoft San Francisco. We have tons of other studios helping
And
us
guess
out.
Montreal's also
and
working
a big
on it.
thank you to them. We could not get this far without you guys, and we love the journey so far.
It's
and
San
we're really
Fran
excited to see
leading
where this
with
goes
Montreal as
moving forward.
backup. And it's
So,
like,
we
it's just
worked
the
really
entire
hard on this
Siege
game.
team is just
We're
working
really
on
proud
it.
of
It's
it.
just a
We think
different
it's really
studio
special
name.
in the first-person shooter genre, and we can't wait to continue building it with you all.
Wait, did she just
That's
call it the
awesome. I personally
first
know
Tom
I can't
Clancy
wait to get my
first-person
hands
shooter?
on it. And if you can't wait to get your hands on it either, you can head to playxdefiant.com and register for a chance to play
Did she
early.
just say
The
that?
first
Because
closed test takes
Siege
place
wasn't
August
even the
5th
first.
and is open to PC
There's
players
other
in the
ones.
US and Canada. Head there right now and register to play.
Wait a second. US and Canada. I just signed up. I'm very clearly not in US or Canada. Well, the thing is, if I get a code for it, if I get the ability to play it, is that it? Is that everything? Is it over? It's over. Okay. Well, let's jump back. That was such a pointless conference. I hate that Ubisoft does this, where their intro sequence.
Created new
Right. Let's just find a shot and leave it on it. Could I just have a shot that's half decent, please? I'd love a half decent shot. Just something of interest to look at while I just blabber on for a bit. You know what, sure. Just look at this countdown. So, it's a hero shooter. Like so many others, like Overwatch, Valorant, Team Fortress, any number of other games. Well, Siege. Siege is a hero shooter. It's just a very specific subgenre of hero shooter. So, the long and short of it right now is they're making Siege and Call of Duty combine, but they're not even making it like... It looks like they took the gunplay and aesthetic of Siege and then put it into the maps of Call of Duty, because it actually just looks like Black Ops 4. And that's not a good thing, as I said earlier. Like, Black Ops 4 is, in my opinion, probably the worst Call of Duty. Without a doubt, in my mind, actually, now I think about it, like, Black Ops 4 is the worst Call of Duty ever made. And this just looks like that, but in Snowdrop. And, like, Snowdrop looks great, don't get me wrong. I do think Snowdrop is one of the best engines that's actively used now. I mean, just look at that. Like, you know, the vibrancy is great. The particle effects that we saw looked really good. Like, it's got nothing on Frostbite, don't get me wrong. EA have got... Like, say what you will about EA games. EA, their engine is beyond anything that any other company does. But, like, this looks great. But it just looks like a higher res and brighter coloured Siege. I mean, saying that, I love Siege. I play Siege pretty regularly. I've had enough of Siege being the only thing that Ubisoft does for Tom Clancy games. For the last, like, what is it? Siege came out 2014, right? So for the last 7 years? Like, for the last 7 years, I'm pretty sure, all we've seen is just Siege. Over and over again. Since Siege came out, they struck gold with Siege, and Siege is a great game. But then that's all they've done. They just re-release Siege in different packages. Extraction is literally just Siege. It's a game. It's one specific limited time mode from Siege that they're re-releasing. XDefiant, whatever XD Deviant Art. I don't care. XDefiant. That's what it's called. XDefiant is literally just what if Siege was a regular shooter rather than an objective shooter. Like, even both Wildlands and the other one, they have the same aesthetic, and all the gunplay is the exact same. They just have it in an open world. Why won't they just listen to us and do a Splinter Cell game? Because that's all that everyone's been asking for forever. Since before E3 this year, all we've been saying is for the last 3 years, all we've been asking for is a new Splinter Cell. It's the only series other than Hawks that they don't actively support. And let's be honest, no one's actively asking for Hawks. But it's just frustrating. I just want a regular Splinter Cell game. I don't care about your stupid DLC in Ghost Recon. I don't want this. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna do videos on it. I'm probably gonna stream it. But I don't want this. Wasn't the game I wanted. And the fact it's called XDefiant. I'm just... Oh, Ubisoft is still set back in 2007. In 2007. They've never moved on. They're stuck there permanently. The only thing that gets better, the only thing that actually progresses with the times is their graphical quality. Everything else is stuck in whatever year the original Assassin's Creed released. Because that thing hit gold. And then they just continually just repeated that until people got bored of it. Then they released Siege. And then that was immensely popular. They hit gold again. So they just continually are just re-releasing Siege in a different package. I know this was a bit rambly. I'm sorry. I went on a bit of a tirade, a rant, whatever, at the end of that. But in any case, tell me what you think of this below. Are you excited? Make sure to sign up if you are interested. I'll try and remember to leave the link in the description, though I probably won't. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Lunar rainbow flag, happy pride, rabbit with facts. Streamer, let's play. They them out like dinosaurs. FNAFN, control. Not the leader of a cult. Rabbit with sax. It's Lunar.